Back in 1984, there was a movie by Arnold Schwarzenegger called Conan the Destroyer. But before that, it was Conan the Barbarian. Now, I need you to bear with me because what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to make a comparison to this movie versus reality today, versus your manhood, versus you, men, and myself. And the women that you are with. I'm going to show you something, so bear with me. This is not going to be drawn out. This is not going to be boring. I'm going to flip the switch on you. In this movie, and let's start off with the Barbarian. He was a man, meaning he can hunt for himself. He did for himself. He ventured the world for himself. He was off the grid. He was the kind of man that men used to be before being domesticated today. Yeah, I said it. Because most men are domesticated today. Soft, weak, feminized, afraid, walking around with their tail tucked between their legs because somebody's going to judge them. Because they're afraid somebody's going to balk at their masculinity. Or they jump in their way and smash them down because they are a man. See, Conan was what you consider to be a masculine, somewhat alpha man. He knew himself. He dealt with his problems, and he did something I'm going to bring to the light to you today, actually. In the beginning parts of his growth as a little boy to become this huge barbarian type of guy, there was something that his father taught him, and somewhat of the environment as well. These men circles, when he was battling in an arena for sports, for blood sports, his father taught him to trust no one but Steel. Steel he can trust. Steel he can depend on. What does it mean? What did he mean when he said that? What did he mean? He wasn't telling his son that a piece of metal was more trustworthy than the person. He was telling his son, he was telling Conan the Barbarian to trust himself. To depend on himself. To be the man that he know he is, and do not turn his back on his enemies, or basically don't trust anybody but where you stand and what you're doing as a growing boy. And then, of course, he gets out into those arenas I just discussed, and he began to get around man circles, and they begin to tell him about the three principles. One of them had something to do with women that you may be uncomfortable for me to talk about, because a lot of the sensitive people that we have now in the common domesticated soft hat sort of environment can't take this sort of reality, especially the women that you decide to marry, because she might be listening to this and you might go along with it as a white knight beta. But one of them was an exploitation of a certain type of, okay, and it was still the trust of Steel. So he was standing there with his armor on and his hat, and he go into the arena and he would go ahead and do his thing and win his physical combat fights, but realistic UFC without a referee. Real men talk. The truest expression of let's go outside and let me take you outside and dust you like a carpet. There was some true dust ups then. Anyhow, something that stood out in his journey, and you men must understand, and I thought about this before putting this audio together, this lesson today in the Academy of Wowman, that realistically women come and go. Realistically, men are usually made to conquer. This was his normal. This was Conan's normal, where he just conquers. Not pretty much go around and evade a town or a city and pillage and hurt people. No, just pretty much conquering that in which he wants or that he desires. But he still needed his manhood taken care of. So in a movie, he was pretty much a hero. But let's talk about the hero's dime today of a man. No, you don't have to have a red cape. You don't have to be like the Avengers. You don't have to be like Superman or Batman. All right? But be on your grind and your purpose. While you're on your grind and your purpose, you may want or you may need for your manhood to be taken care of. So for Conan in the movie, he have encountered several women. Women came and they gone. They did the deed and he would leave them where they stand. Now, this wasn't because he didn't like women, or you could say he hated women and wanted to do the pump and dump sort of thing. No. There's a thing called options. And that's what they were for. All right? And that's what the agreement was all about. But these women didn't mean much to him. This is almost like your common day relationships that you may have. You have a relation and it's just a relation. It's just a one night stand. It's just a weak fling. And a lot of you guys, you keep these flings on your in your bullpen. You got these sort of girls you can just call up on a late Friday, a late Saturday, some type of extremely slow Monday. And you keep this going on for as long as you want, or as long as it can continue, or until her boyfriend finds out. For some of you who are just too desperate and too damn ignorant. But there was someone who was there who was the unicorn in Conan the Barbarian. The unicorn was this girl named Valeria. See, Valeria for you today is this girl who you consider to be what you really like. She's your type. She's the type of girl who you can really give your all to, but you're not certain at first, but you know she has the potential to be this important person in your life. But before you get to this point, it's reality that you're going to come across the 99% of them who aren't going to be good for you, that they're just going to be the wash your hands away type of girls. They're going to fulfill your manhood, then they're gone the next day. Is usually how it works, or how it should be if you are a high quality man. If you're on your square, if you're on your purpose. That doesn't mean you're going to keep them. But what made Valeria different than the rest of them? Well, we're going to get to it in a moment. See, Valeria is what a lot of women can't be today. Valeria wasn't a sassy, I'm going to go against and I want to be better than you type girl. She didn't challenge Conan to be better than Conan. She challenged Conan to make Conan better. Did you hear what I just said? Listen to what I just said. She did not challenge Conan the Barbarian to be better than Conan the Barbarian. She challenged Conan to make Conan better. From everything she talked about, everything that she'd done, and she asked him one question. Ladies and gentlemen, what did she ask him? I know you got this. Some of you who have watched the movie, you know what she said. What did she always say that stuck in his soul forever? Uh-oh, just gave you a clue there. She asked him, do you want to live forever? That's all she said. That was her key word. That was her sentence. That was her MO. Which messed his head up. But yet, this was his main chick. This was a girl that he actually fell in love with. Now, Compare her to the other women that he had his fling with. Compare her to everybody else. She was just like him, sort of. She was a barbarianess. She was free. She was a freelancer. She was smart. She was capable. She was a thrill seeker. She was strong. She didn't combat against him. She serviced him. She respected Conan. She rode along with Conan. She understood Conan. They struggled together as the barbarian and the barbarianess. A lot of the women that we deal with today, men, I'm just going to tell you the facts. They're not a Valeria in your life. They're not going to be a Valeria in your life. They're there just to please your manhood. Too many of you men are accepting the lowest hanging fruit. You throw your bowling balls down the wrong alley. You marry the one night stand. Oh, I said it. Yes, I said it. You marry the one night stand. You give your $5 one night stand your seeds. You have a oops situation because your raincoat broke. No, because your brain broke, because your head broke, because you are a moron, because you bullheaded. That's what broke. Your common sense broke. Your logic was nowhere to be found, broke, because you a broke dude. Because you broke in stupidity. That's what broke. You want to blame it on your your raincoat, your condom. No, you broke. Because you're a broke dude mentally. And therefore, the majority, I'm going to say the majority. That's what I'm going to say. The majority of men find themselves with a girl who isn't a Valeria. She's not the one who you are supposed to be with. She's just a one. Did you hear what I said? She's not the one. She's a one. That really isn't of your caliber. Valeria was of Conan's caliber. He immediately picked up on it. She had a natural tug of war that she wasn't really trying to do. She was just being herself. But yet she drove this alpha barbarian crazy. And it was well for him. A lot of you just do it because it's biblical, because your religion said to do it, or because this is your high school sweetheart, or this is the person that you've been waiting for your whole life because she was your friend in high school or a freshman year in college. You figured, I better scoop this girl up now before I lose her. And now you're in a 15-year-old dead-end relationship because she's not your Valeria. She's a Valeria for someone else, not for you, with the red nose and white face. And I can hear what a lot of you are saying. Well, Morpheus, why are you saying this? Morpheus, I don't understand, Morpheus. I don't get this, Morpheus. Prove this. Where's your evidence? Okay. First of all, I'm going to say one thing in response to this. Okay. Close your lips and listen. Because you know how aggressive and how roasted up I can be. Too many times we just go with the motion of what your modern day tells you to be as a man. There are too many times often that boys are grown up in a soft hat, weak, passive society, thinking in his programmed mind what the world wants him to be, never being what he should be. Or finding out where his zone of pleasure is. Real zone of pleasure. Most times we just go through the wave. Do you understand that emotions oftentimes is an energy and it's very addictive? When you get around emotional people or those who have an ignorant train of thought, It's hard to pull away from that zone because it's an energy that can actually pull you in. This is according to why a lot of wise people tell you, don't argue with an idiot. Don't argue with an idiot. Don't stand around dumb people. If you stand around dumb people for too long, you're going to end up dumb just like them. If you're standing there in the middle of the street arguing with stupid, everyone who is watching, every witness is going to think you're just as stupid as the stupid person you're arguing with. What we are actually saying in a nutshell is that we don't really realize the cesspool we're in until we get out of it. When you shut down the noise, you walk away and you evaluate yourself and begin to say, wait a minute, I'm a man. What does a man consist of besides him having some sort of strength or height or ability or talent or because you're stronger? No, there's more to you than just that. There's more to you than what the environment really wants you to know that you are. First of all, understand you have the ability to be a free man. Understand that barbarian, Conan the Barbarian, is no different than what you can be. Now, I'm not saying that you are that you are violent. No. Because I'm going to go further in this story. This is the beginning. I'm going to show you something as a man. What was going on that you probably don't get yet. Unfortunately, Valeria comes across a very bad demise with a snake in her back. She gets an arrow in the back from the thoughts of doom, sadly. And messed Conan's world up because that was his girl. That was his boo. That was his main squeeze. To the point where he was so hurt he couldn't cry. That's not to say men don't cry. No. This is a guy who lost his family to the thoughts of doom and he was a kid. This is a guy who was in an orphanage of all men who was made to be slaves. Kind of sound familiar to me. This was a guy who have loved and lost so many times where the pain is so deep he can't cry, but yet he's crying, but he's not crying. All he can do is just sit there and watch the love of his life be carried away in ashes and flames to the point where his buddy that was standing next to him, the buddy with the black hair, I didn't write down his name because I wanted to remember what his name was. He said, Conan, why you not cry? Conan just looked at him and said, I can't cry. And his buddy said, I'll cry for you. And he actually stood there and started crying for Conan. It's not that Conan couldn't cry. The hurt was too deep. Sometimes things happen in a man's life. Listen, where it's hard to explain, where all he can do is just sit there and just sit there and sit there. And that's what he did. He sat there on the stone and watched his woman disappear in front of his face. Such a thing that never went away. But let's go forward with this. Try to say men don't cry. If he's sitting there with a straight face, know this, there's something else going on behind his mask. Just don't call yourself getting in his face or pointing your finger at him or calling him a fool or challenging him at that time. You'll find out that you're going to be an object of his pain and his fears and his pains and sorrows. Don't be that dummy. Okay, men have feelings, alpha or not. So the story goes where he got his revenge and he set thoughts of doom up and pretty much, how can I say this? Removed his head from his body in front of everyone that followed thoughts of doom to let them know that that Conan wasn't to be messed with. All right. And it was to put him to shame for what he did to his family and Valeria, the love of his life. That ended his story as the Barbarian. Now we're going to get to the girth of this story. Hold on to your seatbelt, because now we're getting to the now today. All this time, Conan was on his purpose, just like you men. You're on your grind. You work in your job. You work in your career. You're taking care of you, or whatever that you're doing. I don't know. But in the movie, Conan was a free man. He was a free agent. That sounds familiar, don't it? He was an entrepreneur. He was a high value male. He was minding his own business because he lost the love of his life. So to him, he's like, well, let me just keep on moving. Let's keep this moving, right? Keep the wheels spinning. So the story goes, now he's Conan the Destroyer, even though he pretty much didn't destroy a lot of things. He just broke down evil and became a hero, okay? Against the twin snakes. But he's out there like some of you men. You're on your farm. You're cutting down the wheat. Construction site. You breaking brick. You building up walls. You're climbing ladders. You're doing electrical work. You're out there in your dump truck picking up heavy trash and just moving along, minding your own business. You may not know you're a quality man. You may not know just how much of an important asset you are to existence, but there are some people who do. If you don't find it for yourself or understand your own purpose, it just takes time to get there. So along comes a witch. I'm not going to make this story too long because we got to get to the service of this program here. Okay. And this witch of a person, you can call her a one of your common day women with no name. I'm not labeling anybody, just saying. And she's like, oh, I can use you practically. Look at you. You're tall, you're big, you're capable. Or for some of you men who don't understand, she may be looking at you as a beta. Because you know today, there's a lot of women who love using their betas because you're usable. You heard I said? Because sometimes you may be on your grind, on your square, but because they're so used to men who can be manipulated because y'all so soft most times, she decided to choose you because she thought you was prime prey or prime catch. Now, she didn't pray for you. She prayed on you. And so she was like, well, I need you to do something for me. And of course, after trying to attack him and all her soldiers end up laying to waste around his boots. And he's standing there getting prepared to attack them that was around her, probably even her if she tried to attack him. She said, wait a minute. I did this because I need your help. You've proven yourself to be pretty tough, to be on your grind, on yourself. You made your money. You're making a certain amount of money per year. You're a high quality male. Listen, you're on your purpose. You're making money now. You're a CEO. You're a boss. You're chief of police. You're the chief of this. You're the nurse. You're the chief nurse now. You're the practitioner. You're this, that. So now, hey, I need you to do something for me, man. All this time, yeah, you just had, well, you came across maybe the love of your life once or twice. Or for some of you who need to know, you got a standard of a woman who you only need to be with or want to be with because she's at your caliber. But now you're sitting there looking at something else because you're focusing, as you should, the differences between boy and man, sir. Now she's like, I need you. This sort of amount of years later. So his job was to protect this princess girl called, I don't want to say it wrong, Jahna. Jehnna. She was Princess Jahna because she was going to use a princess as well to go get a diamond, to go get something for her to bring about a certain dead god to destroy a certain part of the earth or to rule over the earth with this so-called crazy god. All right. So after a long thought out sort of discussion, he agreed to pick up the tab. Well, not the tab. He agreed to go ahead and do the job for her and be this so-called bodyguard and protect the princess while she was going to get the diamond and while she's being manipulated herself. All right. But there was something about this girl that I want to bring you where I'm going to call this girl the PhD woman. Uh-oh. Oh, my. Oh. Whoa, what did you just say? This girl, I'm going to call her, she's the PhD woman. She's the one, and let's say that this witch that came to her was feminism. Oh. Uh-oh. Wait a minute, ladies and gentlemen. I need to take a drink on this. Hold my beer. Hold my Budweiser. Hold it. Hold it still. Long neck, baby boy. Take a long swig on that bad boy. Check this one out. That lady that came to use him was a feminist mindset woman. Of course, in the movie, she was a witch, or able to do craft and witchcraft, okay? The girl who was innocent, who was 23 to 20, I think in the movie, I don't know, I think she's like 19, 20 years old, something like that. This is the girl who was told, go get your PhD. Go get your college degree. Go get a master's degree. You don't need a man. Go do it. But yet, it's kind of funny that she says that she's a princess and she's capable of doing this. But just like always, she's an entourage of men. You got this tall guy called Barbato, and then you have Conan the Barbarian, who's guarding, who's protecting this girl. It's almost sound like the organizations, the universities, the establishments, the protector, the police officers, and the government that is surrounding the common girl who wants to be like, let's go get my PhD. That's all I care about. I don't need a man, but yet you're still using a man. I mean, you still have lights on that's probably made by a man and his, what do you call that? His power plant. But yet you say, I don't need a man. But yet he's delivering power to your apartment or your house. Very funny. We need somebody to come and fix the sink. It's a man. You need a police officer at the door. It's probably a man. It might be a female police officer right next to him, but yet there's a man standing right outside the police patrol car. Shut your mouth. Rarely have I saw two female officers together. Usually it's going to be a male and a female. Okay, take your donkey and your donuts somewhere else. Lie to somebody else. Morpheus is not stupid, nor is the 99% of men. All right? We're not dumb. Still, Barbato, Conan the Barbarian is considered to be the systems that women use, which are man-driven, are usually 90% ran by men who never changed for year to year to year. But yet here she is. Oh, go get your, here's the witch talking to her. Go get your PhD. I want you to go do something for me. Go get your PhD. You don't need a man. You can do it all by yourself. You are a bad girl. Go get the bag. All right, go get it. So Conan the Barbarian is considerably in this the common, you can say the common masculine man who's on his purpose and on his grind. So the Princess Janae recognizes this and she realized Barbato is using her because Barbato is more like a secret organization. He's more like systems, programs, and corporations that want to use women as a back wallet, money, to manipulate her, to keep her consuming, to keep her buying, buy. But yet, of course, he seems to be very masculine because she depends on him a lot for practically every amenity or utility that she might need. But she's used to Barbato, but she's not used to Conan. Uh-oh. She knows about Barbato, but she starts checking Conan out, looking at him like, wait a minute, who's this Hulk of a man? What's going on with this dude over here who's on his purpose and on his grind? So let's speed up the story, all right? So she achieves her mission. She goes and gets her degrees, which is considered to be a diamond, all right? She goes and gets her master's degree. She gets her doctorate. She gets all these sort of certifications for going out there and being a career-oriented woman. You know, be the modern day, I don't need a man, and build my establishment all by myself. So she gets the diamond. Listen, Princess Janae, which is 23 years old, goes and gets the diamond by the help of the systems who use her and the assistant friend at this particular point Conan the Barbarian, the masculine male who's on his purpose and on his grind. All right. But she knows she's attracted to this man because she knows he's alpha. She know about you when you're on your square and your purpose. Listen the hell up. Women are not stupid. They can smell you from a mile away when you're on your purpose. When you're alpha, they know. When you are a beta, women know. You understand? They know who you are. They know how weak you are and how strong you are from the first few minutes that they meet you, especially during conversation. Because there is I'm not going to go deep into it. I'm not even going to do it, because I don't want to give y'all a false impression that Morpheus knows everything. No, just know that I'm a connoisseur of women, and I know them by their energy, by their flow, by their mindset, and their body language. Okay, and I did the studies myself. They know you when you are alpha. They know you when you are a beta. There's things that they do that you probably don't recognize if you raised up in a broken family and you're sensitive and you weak, and you're not Conan the Barbarian. You his side mates. You know, you're that skinny guy who can barely lift up a blade, or maybe that Asian witchcraft type of guy, because all you want to stay is doped up all day, smoking weed and staying in trouble. You're not out there being physical. You're the coward who want to stay in the hut when things get bad. Oh, speaking of which, wait a minute. Wait. Slow down. Something came to my mind. I'm going to wait before I get back to this PhD girl. There was something else about Valeria that made her the #1 chick of all time. In the scene where he was pretty much beat up by the thoughts of doom to the point of death, the spirits was getting ready to take his soul. They were going to take his soul and be done with him. But Valeria wasn't going to allow that to happen. Valeria was out there, and the witchcraft guy, or the wizard, they call him, the wizard, told them it was taboo. Don't do it. Don't go against the ancient gods. Give the gods Conan's body. And they will curse you for the rest of your life. And he warned Valeria. But Valeria said, I don't care. I'm going to protect my man. I will sacrifice anything for my man. I will sacrifice my life to save his. And she stood up all night fighting all those demons. She kept fighting and struggling with the demons to keep Conan alive, and succeeded to the point where when they woke up, there he was, breathing and alive. And yes, that's one of the reasons why she got stabbed in the back with the snake, because she promised the gods that she was going to sacrifice her life for him. A love that some of you may equate to this thing called, y'all know what I'm getting ready to say, when Jesus died on the cross, something like that, for your sake, for your sins. Huh? Y'all remember that? Oh, he died on the cross for my sins, for my life, that I might live, that he may be, right? Almost the same thing. She did that. Okay? She sacrificed her life for him. She may not be a Jesus. You don't have to be a Jesus in order for that event not to be special. It's special for anybody to do anything like that. It's just some of you Christians. I'm not even going to go there, because I'm going to start roasting. But that's not the point of the subject today. Y'all always think because this event right here is bigger than everybody else's sacrifice or event. Every life is important. Anytime a person wants to give their life for somebody else to live is an important, special person. Y'all want to just condense this down to one individual. Let me stop. I'm going to leave it alone, because y'all going, boy, let me stop. That fire is rising. Woo. Let me take a drink on this one, because I'm not going to get into that subject. Let me stop myself. But what she did, let me go and get a drink. What she did was valuable. That's a one-time thing, buddy. You can't get your life back. When you sacrifice your life for somebody, that's it. There's no start over. There's no reset button. How can it not be special? There's nothing more special than that. They're not here so you can breathe. Just imagine you're breathing because somebody else gave you their breath. Somebody else gave you their life's opportunity and your. Hold on. Gotta take a drink on this one. Hold on. Woo! Man. I don't think my tea's working this time. I might need a bourbon. Soldiers sacrifice their life every day so that you and your family can be safe. Mostly men. Men go out there to the bridges and sacrifice themselves in all seasons to make sure that you get the life that you're driving on safe roads. Police officers dodge bullets, crazy people, psychopaths, and dangers every single damn day. Put their life on the line. They got children at home. They got teenagers at home. They got a life to live at home. But yet you selfish bozo can't appreciate it when somebody sacrificed himself for you. And you want to equate everything and all on this fictitious, fake, mythical, mind-washing, backwards, dumb, illogical, unproven story of somebody dangling upside down on a cross for your life. But men and women have been doing that for you every day in your face where you can see it. What the hell is wrong with you? Maybe they should not have, because you don't appreciate it. Let me calm down. I can imagine a police officer saying, "Oh, you don't appreciate our work? You know, okay, fine. I'm going to take my patrol car. I'm going to put it in the garage. I'm going to park it. Don't come call me." You're going to be like, "Oh, 911, help me. 911. You know, the officer be like, "Nah, you don't need me. You don't need me. My life don't mean anything to you. Don't worry about it. You don't care about my life, my children, my daughter. I got a 2-year-old daughter I need to go home and see, but yet I got to go to your house and save you from your own dumb domestic violence and bad decisions. But yeah, you don't know how to appreciate me. You know what, ma'am, sir? No, you know what? Go kick rocks. Call Jesus. Go in the water and start walking on water yourself. Go pray about it and wait on it and see what happened to you since you don't appreciate me." Boy, I get fired up with a subject like this. That's like taking a hot brand and sticking it in the back of a cow's ass. So it mattered to Conan the Barbarian that she did this. So it made her the #1 chick of all time in his life. She was Valeria the Queen in his world. That's a true queen. Not because you black or white. "Oh, that's my black queen because she's black." Really? What the hell she done for you? "Oh, y'all don't like me now. Oh, that's my white queen." You don't ever hear white men say nothing like that. "Oh, that's my white queen." It's like, what? Excuse me? No, excuse me. That's my wife. All right, I'm gonna get back to this the story of the girl with the PhD named Princess Jana. Okay, but before I do that, the reason why I get wild up on that is because I think about all the soldiers, all the men, all the guys who have sacrificed their life for the world or the modern day families can live comfortably today. I think about all the men who fought for World War I, World War II, and established all the bridges, built the roads, cut the bricks. They've lost their lives. They lost their limbs. You know, they're veterans. They're pelagic. Some of them are paralyzed. Some guys lost their entire family just to make sure a lot of these people, especially in the westernized, modernized, transhumanist world, to live a very comfortable, plush lifestyle where you can literally walk down the street with your baby in a stroller without worrying about somebody bamboozling you or destroying you and taking your child, at least in broad daylight. Yeah, we turn around and spit on men in the face and talk about how insignificant and a moron that he is, but he sacrificed his life year after year, decade after decade, and we pretend that men don't mean a pile of crap. It pisses me off. Let it have been a world where men say, "Oh, okay, fine. You don't need me, fine," and shut everything down. Let the barbarian come in, not Conan, but the evil barbarian. Not do the protection, not listening to them. Don't give the the handicaps that they do. Don't open up no doors, no chivalry, no romance, no such thing as Valentine's Day. Just plain zero. And then you might have something to complain and argue about, because the world that exists today, it won't be as plush and comfortable. You will be on pins and needles every second of the day, every second of the hour. You won't live your comfortable life that you have been received or blessed with. But yeah, we're at a time where, I don't need men. I'm just, I am the princess of the world. I got here because I built the roads. I was my own police officer. I was the military. I was the government. I made the food. I'm the farmer. I'm the cashier. I'm the shoe maker. I'm the clothes maker. I'm the one that do the linen. I'm the one that wash my own clothes. I'm the one that do my own yard. I put air in my own lungs. I made the universities. I taught the professor. So you can't tell me spit. And the man do all this for the sake of being by his woman's side, getting her some sort of approval by her, or at least wanting to hear her say, "Baby, thank you. Baby, I love you." But instead, she walks out of the cave and spits in him on his face, farts on him, and takes his seed, which is his children. What kind of species are we dealing with? And guess what? Guess what, buddy? It's still happening today. On the government's dime. And who's giving them that dime? Men. So this PhD, Princess Jana, she gets back to the castle, and the alpha masculine male, Conan the Barbarian, figures out the scheme at the last minute. Realize that this demon that this witchcraft woman, or this witch, was trying to create was going to destroy the world. Dang, that sounds kind of familiar, don't it? Does that sound familiar to y'all? Anyhow. And so he hurries up and he fights that demon before it completely awakens. It halfway awakens to become this beast instead of a beautiful angel. Amazing. Don't that sound familiar, where women are told, go out there and go get it. Go get the bag, girl. You can do it all by yourself. Go, and you don't need a man. Go get the castle. Go get the cars. Go get the money. Go get the Mercedes Benz. Go do what men have been doing for years, because it's a very easy thing, even though she don't realize men have to sacrifice their life, their family, their limbs, their freedom in order to even get those things. But she's lied to, misled, and deceived that, it's just easy now. Just go out there and get it. You're going to be just fine. And when you're done, everything's going to be waiting for you when you get back, sweetheart. But yet, men start waking up. The alpha masculine men start waking up. The Conan Barbarian, at this time, he's Conan the Destroyer. So Conan the Destroyer goes in there and try to fight this beast. Try to fight this lying demon. Try to create or correct this mistake. To say, wait a minute, this is a problem. Wait a minute, this is going to destroy the world. Wait a minute, this is going to sink America just like Atlantis. Wait a minute. This sound like something in the Bible. Wait a minute. This is not going to be successful for you. So he succeeds off of tearing the horn off of the demon. and laying the demon to waste. But however, the finality of this particular story is a very easy one. But this is the climax of this study here today. And your professor is going to present this to you before you today, my Neos of the world. You heard it here. You heard it now. And it was displayed in the 1985 movie. But sometimes movies display the facts. Movie show you the truth. Sometimes movies are telling you what's going on without actually telling you what's going on. So she gets her narrow, small, big-eyed PhD ass up there to the throne. And she's standing there. She got all her peons next to her because now she got her own kingdom. Listen, it paid off for her now. So she got her master's degree and she got her nice, pretty kingdom now. Now she got everything the way that she wanted to be. And she's congratulating all her friends, our companions, for their hard work. Everybody comes first before the alpha male, before Conan the Barbarian. So he stands there and waits for her because now she's the queen now. She's no longer the princess. Now she's a queen. See, she's a princess when she's in college, freshman year of college. She's a princess when her daddy, Blue Pill Beta, is raising her because she thinks she's a princess. She's a princess because the whole environment says she's a princess. Go out there and get the bag, girl. Go out there. You can do it. You can do it. Men can do it. You can do it too. If he can jump off the cliff without a helmet, you can do the same thing and survive. Go lift that 1,000-pound boulder because he did it. You can do it because your gender is the same. Don't worry. If you can carry kids, he can carry kids too. Go ahead. So now she's the queen. Now it paid off. Now, her college days is done and she got her placards on the wall. She's living her beautiful, comfortable, what can we call it? Lucrative life with stacks of cash everywhere. So she's doing it big. She's the next Oprah. So herein, the last, but supposed to be the primary, supposed to be the number one thing in her life that she forgot, that she missed while she was doing her PhD journey. She had all the signs that she needed to when she was looking at Barbato, which is a system that was manipulating her, which was a system she's so comfortable to depend on, was lying to her, manipulating her senses, telling her, oh, you're the queen, you're this, you're the best, don't need a man, I'm right here to protect you all the time, just call me up and I'll be there. She was looking at the alpha male the whole time who was on his purpose, on his grind and being ignorant, but she was like, wait a minute. And you know what the funny thing is about this part, in that part of the movie? Princess Janae looked at Barbato, which is a system, which is your dating coaches, which is your so-called, I gotta stop because some of y'all don't like it, which is your so-called online gurus talking about romance and love and, just do this and he'll be there. If you want him to melt in your hand, do this. Let me read an Essence magazine. Read that, all that. Some Tyler Perry BS. Some Derek Jackson BS, mud talk, blabber from, Ralph the Dog type of mentality people, sloth thinkers. She turns to them and say, wait a minute, who's that sexy, Hulk, big, smart, well-to-do alpha man over there called Conan the Destroyer, or at least at this time it's just Conan. You know what Barbato said? You know what he said? Oh, don't worry about him. He's nobody. I know he said it in a different way, but that's what he said. Don't worry about him. Don't worry about that alpha male. Don't worry about that guy right there. Don't worry about the masculine male. Don't worry about Red Pill. Don't worry about MGTOW. Don't worry about that dude. He's insignificant. He don't mean nothing. Keep depending on me. She wasn't interested in Barbato by nature. By nature, she was interested in Conan. Do y'all have y'all thinkers and your ears open to what I am saying? Conan was the one. So now all of a sudden she did the dirty deed. She was deceived. She made a mistake. willingly and unwillingly, because she didn't want to listen to her nature. She didn't want to listen to life, but yet she's supposed to be a princess. What the? How? I mean, wait a minute. Wait. Slow down. See, in the old days, kings were kings because they had an instinct. They were connected to nature. Sometimes kings would know what you're going to say before you go into his audience. And you never knew why. There were times where you would come upon a king's courtship and he's standing there on his crown, on his throne. The minute you walk up to him and you start having a conversation, he'll bend down and say, "Oh, aren't you Mr. So-and-so?" You'd be like, "Oh, how did you know?" "Oh, I heard good things about you. And yeah, you got good talent, sir." And you'll be standing there like, how does this guy know this? And then he start talking to you about nature and plants and life and wisdom. You would think to yourself, I see why this man is a king. I can understand why this guy is sitting on his throne with a crown on his head. He is exactly what he is. And you'll walk out of his presence with even more respect for him because he proved to you just why he's a king. So how is a princess, a so-called princess, I'm going to get my PhD, master's degree. I have done this. I got several years in college and I don't need a man. I can do it all by myself. How is she even going to get the title of princess or even queen, but she's not even connected to her own nature? Oh, son of a dog. Oh. Whoa. So anyhow, she missed the message. She missed her nature. She missed her time. So when she finally brought Alpha Morpheus up to her throne, I'm being funny. No, she brought Conan up there to the throne. You men, okay, you men, masculine men who's listening to me right now. When she brought you up there to the throne, guess what she said? Listen, I need y'all to check this BS out. After getting her PhD, after gaining her castle and doing everything that her mommy told her to do in some beta, father, don't depend on the man. Go out there and get your own. Get the bag, sweetheart. You're a princess. You're a princess. Okay, moron. So she brings you up there to her and she says, you've been great and you did a wonderful thing. And she asked him this. She said, I do have a spot basically for a man in my life. I would like for you to stay and live here with me. Basically as what? What the hell is he going to be? Oh man. Holy crap. Oh my, woo. Man, I can't even find the word. My vocabulary does not stretch that far, ladies and gentlemen. I can't do it. Because there's so many other things I can say about this. What is he going to do in her world? What is the alpha man going to do in a woman's world? What is he going to do? Pick her flowers? Brush her hair? What is he going to do? Put her perfume bottles in line and clean the rocks? I mean, what is he going to do? It's her kingdom. It's her idea of reality. She is, okay, y'all ready? The modern day girl today, when she goes out there and gets her PhD, her master's degree, she got her car, she got her garage, she got her house, she got her own business. What are you going to do? What is it that the only thing that you can naturally do is probably anything in the bedroom, do your donkey dunking, have your fun, and call it a damn day. Because there's nothing else you can do. It's her world, not yours. Especially if you're on your purpose, on your grind. You got your own. You are an alpha male. You are the man. This is supposed to be your kingdom, not hers. You're the one supposed to be on the throne talking about, oh, you, lady, Princess John A., I'm asking you to be by my side. But what is it for her to ask him to be by his side so he can be the peon? What is he going to be? A servant? A manservant? No, you know what he's going to be? Y'all know what it's called? The F-boy. That's what he'll be. This alpha male will immediately become her F-boy because it's her kingdom. Now, this is where all credit goes to Conan. Listen, this is why I called him Alpha. This is why I said that this movie was awesome, and it makes a lot of sense with what we're doing going on today. We're just dumb. Men make very, very bad mistakes. Y'all don't think some damn time. Y'all just so stuck on what's between your legs. You don't focus on what life really means, nor your purpose. And you wonder why women are running circles around you. Don't you understand? Sometimes women are the way that they are because of the way you are. I told you, she can smell an alpha. She can smell. You don't even have to be an alpha. Just be a damn man. Just be a masculine male. That's all you got to be. Just be on your square and your grind. She can smell you. She know who you are from the crowd. She can pick you out from the rest of them. It don't matter how many peon betas come across her and try to, oh, baby, I can do this. Look at my car. And I'm smart and I'm available for you. And oh, baby, oh, you're looking all good and all whatever that the hell they say when they surround her like she's some type of special flower in the field. They can be around her all they want to. When you come onto the scene, she immediately knows by your energy, the way you carry yourself, the way you talk, your confidence, your mindset, your boldness, your energy, and your positive ability and your logic that you use daily, that you are different. You are the guy that her nature needs. She may want these peon punk penguins that are around her, but she really is interested and she really needs you. But when you bow down to her will, you're done. You're no different than the penguins. So when Princess Janae offered Conan a seat at her throne or in her castle, he denied her. He declined her. He said, no, absolutely not. Sorry, but no. I cannot do that. I can't talk like Arnold Schwarzenegger, but you can imagine I cannot do that. There was one reason why there's two reasons. One reason, I already told you, there's only going to be several Valerias in your life. There is a Valeria for a certain type of man. You have a Valeria out there. Maybe you missed her already. Maybe she was there for you already, or maybe she's not. To be honest with you, I haven't met my Valeria yet. No, I have not. No, Alpha Morpheus Leon C have not met my Valeria. No, I haven't. There's a reason why. Because we're not around Valerias anymore. We're not around Valerias anymore who is that ride or die chick who will face all obstacles with you. Valeria did not go for a PhD. Valeria wasn't in the college dorm. She wasn't acting stupid let me stop. Valeria wasn't manipulated. She was a free woman. She said, I'm going to live life and I'm going to live life on the edge. That's why she kept asking, do you want to live forever? Do you want to live forever? Do you want to live forever? Because she had higher goals. She wasn't seeking to be those lowest hanging fruit females. She wanted to be the best of the best, where it's easy, where if you added, listen, if you pit Valeria around other groups and barbarianists that are in her group, I can almost guarantee you she'll stand out of all of them by the way she stands, by the way she talks, by the way she moves, and her attitude. You will know that there's something special about her, and she will be the prime pick. But there's only so many women that are like that because all of them are dressing the same. Most women talk the same. All of them talking about, oh, I want to get my degree, get my bag. I don't need an effing man because he's dusty. I don't need men. They're dusty. But, here's the final shift. Hold that tab right there. Here's the final shift. At this particular point, as Conan the Destroyer is walking away from Princess Janae, Princess Janae just realized she just died inside. She lost her chance at the best thing that can ever happen to her, which is considered as a decent, well-to-do leader, masculine male. And she stood there and started crying. The movie depicted her with tears coming down her face because she realized the rest of her life is going to be spent with a with a dog. It's going to be spent with misery. It's going to be spent drinking wine out of her goblet alone, dealing with nothing but servants, probably the guy who cleans her pool, whatever lake that she swims in afterwards. Maybe the guy who does her hair, which is probably most likely feminized, sensitive, soft, and weak. Maybe even one of her servants. You may spend a couple of wallows and a donkey dunk with them, but they will never, ever, a beta can never line up to an alpha male. Never. You can never add up to an alpha male. Do you understand? You can't add up to an alpha male. You can't do it. And she realized that. There's only one that's going to stand above the rest of them. And most women, they're not stupid, and they realize that. And she immediately understood this particular death that happened in her heart and in her mind when he walked away from her and said, no deal. She was going to be alone for the rest of her pretty little life. Because she believed in the lying witch. She believed in the scheme and the program. She believed in the systems that wanted to make her out to be a pocketbook, a walking organic pocketbook to consume everything that is offered on the product line. Because of emotions, 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 emotions. But you know what women do at this time? I'm going to let you know what they do at this time. Let me tell you what they do at this time. They turn that sorrow, that reality of loss into anger, to bitterness, and start talking bad about men and say, oh, they're just all dusty. Every man is gay. No man wants to be with me. And guess what they'll say? Check this out. Check this BS out. They'll be the modern women today will be the very one to say, oh, the reason why Conan the Destroyer walked away is because I'm too much for him. What the bejesus? Oh, yeah, that's what they'll say. I was too much for him. I'm too smart for him. I got too many PhDs for him. I'm making too much money for him. He's not making as much money for me. So guess what she'll say? Conan the Barbarian was intimidated. I'm sorry, ma'am, but go shove a tortilla. No, I'm not sorry. Because that's what they say. That's what they're going to say. That's what they say. They say that today. You're getting this today. Thus, they become delusional, angry, sorrowful, and mad because they can't really accept reality that they messed up. Conan walked away because he was not going to be subjected to a woman who's going to have superior power and control over him and his free agent lifestyle. He was free when he was born. He was free as a little boy, and his father told him, trust no one, trust only himself, which is the steel in his heart, which equates to freedom and understanding that he is life. Do you want to live forever? Do you want to live forever? Do you want to live forever? Let me repeat that. Do you want to live forever? With Valeria in his heart. He said, you know what? This woman may be 23 years old. Well, I guess by this time she's probably 24 because the journey probably took some time. 24, 25 years old. Because they didn't have cars and electric vehicles. They didn't have any combustion and trains. So they rode on horseback. So I can imagine it took some time for her to get back to the castle and, to get her PhD. Yeah, it takes time. Yeah, you do about 2 or 3 years. That sounds familiar. That sounds familiar. Yeah, you do about 2 or 3 years in college. Yeah, you do about 4 years, 5 years in college or something like that, depending on what degree you're going for. You'll spend some time there to get what you need. Yeah, it's going to be some time before you come back. You're going to be a couple of ages older. So she may start off as, what was that, 19, 20, end up at 23. Start off at 23, end up at 25, 26. Yeah, I can imagine. But in his mind, he said, yeah, she's beautiful. She's cute. She may be young, but she is dangerous because of all that she has built without me, all that she has over me. I am not going to put my head on Madame Golatone, which is a chopping block. I've been free this whole time. I'd rather walk away with nothing and build my own kingdom, build myself up like a man, than to be a coward, a peon, and a beta and live underneath her umbrella. So he walked away. At the end of the movie, broke my heart. Yeah, it troubled me because it was reality. It troubled me because you men are always sucking on the modern day social engineering and thinking, oh, I got to be with somebody. I'm going to die with somebody. Man, my church said, my dad said, I want to pass on my genes. I want to have kids. Boy, grow the hell up. Grow some marbles and act like you got some damn sense and face reality. Because y'all pick up anything off the street. Oh, well, I've been friends with her for 5 years, so I guess we're going to get married. And you muddle yourself down to limitation instead of being free to do something else with your life and your time. And now you're damn miserable. Watching every man get it and go, and you stuck in one place. There's something that is priceless, and it is freedom. Not only is it freedom that's priceless, your time is priceless as well. And the quality of who you are as an individual cannot be replaced because there's only one version of you. Conan the Destroyer realized this. At the end of the movie, what was he doing? He was sitting on a throne alone. Listen, he was sitting on a throne alone. What was the dialogue? What did they say? They said Conan created a kingdom out of his own hands. Wait, what did I just say? Conan created the kingdom out of his own hands. When he left her, he could have been a beta and just stayed with her to be this passive, weak, peon, puff panda bear that some of you men are. Oh, I said it. Y'all don't like me now. Y'all don't like me now. Don't play with me. Don't play. Don't play, because you play checkers, I play chess. Don't even go there. Sit down. There's a chair in the corner. It's for you. But you know what? He walked away with nothing and decided to build himself. Who helped her build her kingdom? Oh, uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh. Uh-oh. This is where the trouble starts. Did she build the kingdom on her own? Who helped her go get that diamond? Oh. Who made it safe for her to go? Okay, I can hear y'all now. Well, I got the diamond because, my mother didn't graduate from college. My daddy didn't graduate from college. None of my brothers and sisters graduated, but I decided to do it. So it is an achievement for you. Yeah. But who made the road safe for you to do that? If there weren't no officers, who would have been saving you and helping you? If there was no government mandates or government assistance programming, how are you going to be able to get there? If there's still bias, separation, segregation, disputable, I can't even find the word. I guess that's good because it's a terrible word anyway. Nobody likes it. All the separations and the idiocy that we have in our society. What if all that was just, just survival of the fittest? You think you'll still go out there and get a PhD? Get the French toast out of here. You have to steal that word from Kevin. That's Kevin Samuel's words right here. Because I was really getting ready to say something else. I had to use it. Sorry, Kevin, but you get credit for that. Morpheus used your word. I couldn't help it. But just like Kevin Samuels, get the French toast out of here talking BS. You know full well, if it was a no holds barred, may the best human being survive. A lot of you will sit down and be like, you know what? I submit. I'm gonna lay down right here, and sir, whatever you need me to do, you go ahead and you get the bag, and you make the umbrella. I'll sit here and make mulchi. But now that there's no bandits as much as it used to be, there's some. You think, oh, the way is clear. He slayed all the tigers, the lions, and the bears. Oh my, I can leave the cave now. And then in the end, you say, well, you know, men are just dumb, retard bastards. No, she got her kingdom because someone else built the kingdom for her. That's all it was. Conan the Destroyer built his own kingdom. This is not to make some type of dispute or separation between man and woman. I'm telling you something that is going on that you can figure it out. Just watch the damn movie and figure it out for yourself. You figure it out. Yeah, it's an old movie. Get over it, but it's facts. Because if you bring that to the modern day, he did not marry Princess Janae. And check out Conan the Barbarian. Check out Valeria. She was a free spirit. Valeria may have been older in the movie, but imagine Valeria to be a 21-year-old girl, not programmed and socially indoctrinated like a lot of you. She's happy-go-lucky. She's fun-loving. She's spirited. She teases Conan every now and then, and Conan's like, dang, this is my chick right here. I love this woman. You think anybody's going to replace her now that everything is modern and stuck up and so supremely insignificant to reality? Yeah, I said it. Called systems. Oh, you know what? In order for him to actually be my king, in order for him to actually be my side, he's going to have to be a king. That's what a woman's saying. Oh, here we go. This is it right here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm getting off this audio. Here is your red pill. And I'm going to finish this because I can keep going. I'm going to drop this dime on you, a dime. That's funny. And I'm going to walk away like nothing ever happened. Now, our Princess Janaes around your country, I'm going to go get the bag. I'm going to get my PhD. I got my master's degree. I don't need a man. I don't need a man. I don't need a man. You know what they're doing now? You know what they want? They want this high value man. They want this guy who's making more than them. That means they're wanting a prince or a king. They're wanting a prince or a king. What king or prince in his dumb mind is going to abandon his kingdom or his royalty, unlike Prince Charles? Excuse me. Let me stop. Going to abandon his royalty and live with her. Do you know anything about King Arthur and Camelot? No. Princess, I almost slipped her what was her name? Princess Guinevere. She did not ask for King Charles to live with her and abandon Camelot. You know what she did? She had to leave her kingdom and her village behind and live with him. Would it make sense for him to leave Camelot and live with her? What kind of king would he be? What kind of man will he be to say, okay, well, you're making the money. I'm going to do what you want me to do. I'm a king. I'm a high value man. I'm making a lot of money, more money than you. I got everything that I need. So I'm going to go ahead and abandon all my purposes. I'm going to abandon my focus. I'm going to abandon my manhood and just listen to you and go into your kingdom and let you run everything. Because eventually she will run everything, because when things get bad, when things go sour, when things get ugly, you know what she's going to do? Well, you know what, King Arthur? You can get the hell out. You can leave, because where are you standing? You're standing in my kingdom. If Conan the Destroyer was to always be Conan like he's supposed to be, his masculine male, his masculine self, and he stands up for himself like he always do, you know what Princess, or at this time Queen Janae, would do as soon as she gets a bad feeling As soon as I'm not happy. You know what she's going to do? She's going to tell masculine Conan the Destroyer to get the hell out. Because she feels like it. She feels like it. And if Conan did not eliminate Barbato, I'm pretty sure she'll get rid of Conan and try to go back to Barbato just because he's available. Not because he's her number one pick. No, he's just a leftover. Just like some girls do you. Oh, man, y'all don't like it. No, you're not her first pick. You're her second or her third pick. You're not really what she wants. You're not the alpha she really want to be with. You're the beta. You're the second place. You're her backup plan. So if Barbato is still existing, if he hadn't have challenged Conan and got eliminated, then I'm pretty sure that will be her second choice. While he's kicked out of her kingdom and wasted all that time, wasted all his energy, his peace, his time, and his freedom trying to build up her and her fake kingdom when he could have been on his square, on his focus, and building his own throne. That's Morpheus's reality. That's Morpheus's story. That's Morpheus's lesson for you today. That's Morpheus's red pill for you today. This is something for you to think about because it's still going on. As much of a movie as it was, think about it in the context I just gave it to you, and it should wake up your mind. Oftentimes, most people don't think like this because you're programmed. Get unprogrammed, unlearn what you've been programmed to learn, and think.